This is not Matt. This is AI Matt's voice. Matt is currently battling COVID, so we're bringing you a special edition of the podcast today. A few years back, I recorded a live lesson with Alan Thomas of the 10 Commandments of Great Affiliate Programs. I decided to pull together my 10 commandments for creating successful affiliate programs. After 15 plus years of learning and applying what works, I could have easily chiseled out 5 or 6 more, but I decided to boil it down to the ones that have a huge impact. These are the must do as if you want to wring every last bit of selling power out of your affiliate marketing efforts. You'll think I've lost it when you hear number 6 until I explain why. So with that, let's dive into this special podcast episode, and hopefully real Matt will be fully healed in time for next week.
So welcome everyone. Welcome. This is gonna be fun. We haven't been live for a while because of the holidays, and so I'm super stoked to be on here today. We're talking about the 10 commandments of successful programs. And when I think of this, I think of Moses coming down from the mountain and sharing the word of the Lord with the people of Israel. So we're not talking about those 10 commandments today, but we are talking about the 10 commandments of successful affiliate programs. These did not come, just to be clear. These are not from God. They're not even from Moses. They do come from the fact I've spent, it's 2022 now, so 16 years. Yeah, 16, 17 years, whatever, something like that. A lot of years, I'm old, from seeing what works in affiliate programs. So we're talking about my own experiences, both positive and negative. So we're talking about things that went well, things that I've done poorly, things that I broke and had to learn how to fix, things that I did wrong, lessons I've learned the hard way, lessons I've learned from others. They also come from my own experiences as an affiliate. One thing that I talk often about is I was a good affiliate manager, for years. In fact, I'd won two of my affiliate manager of the year awards prior to ever promoting anything as an affiliate myself. When I became a great affiliate manager was when I started promoting affiliate offers myself. And I started to see things. I saw what other affiliate managers did well, what they did. Mom always said, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. So not so well, we'll just say. And so Marcia and Angie, it's good to see you guys. Over the past decade plus, I've developed some principles. These are the principles that we teach in our company. I know Alan, of course, we're starting an agency. We started it last year. We're scaling it in 2022. And so I'm teaching people on our team these principles. We have more than 10 that we work on as a company, but I wanted to kind of do something fun, and rather than just be like, here's my, my 18 principles. That's kind of boring. First of all, it's not a really cool, title. I wanted to narrow it down to the 10 most impactful, right? So these are our rules, our guiding principles, our playbook, if you will, for running great affiliate programs. These are the ones we've used for running programs for Stu McLaren, Michael Hyatt, Shark Tank's Kevin Harrington, Shutterfly Adidas, Mark Miller, all of our coaching clients, Shutterfly Adidas. We're signing a contract today with a new company I'm excited to tell you all about. These are the commandments, right? So they've worked for the large clients. These commandments worked for Adidas. We ran, I don't know where we were when I left. I'll just say a lot. There were a lot of commas involved in the size of that affiliate program. They worked for Shutterfly. We helped Shutterfly grow from about a $15 million a year program to getting up close to $250,000. They've worked for our $500,000 clients. They've worked on big product launches. They've worked on evergreen programs. They've worked on memberships, book launches, physical products, digital products, memberships, I think I said, courses, coaching services, doesn't matter. You name it, these have worked. And if you obey them, here's what I can promise today. My big promise today, if you obey these 10 commandments, you are virtually guaranteed to have a successful program. If you fail to follow one or more, I think you can probably get away with one. If you fail to follow one, I'm not going to say you're not going to succeed. But if you fail to follow more than one, you are guaranteed virtually not to succeed. So it's kind of a cool thing that we discovered. I told a client this years ago. When I developed these principles, I didn't develop them as these are like the things that we have to do, and if we don't do them, we're guaranteed failure. And if we do them, successfully, we're going to succeed. But it kind of worked out that way. So listen up, guys. I'm going to reveal what it takes to truly lead to affiliate program success. So first of all, I want to welcome you guys. Drop me a note. Drop us a note there in the chat. Say hey. Alan, good to see you again, buddy. It's been a while.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year. It's a new year. So
Happy New Year.
how was Christmas and all that stuff?
So Christmas Eve, our daughter got some sort of stomach bug. And it was one of those that hit her out of like left field. She was fine at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, started feeling kind of weird. And then she threw up 6 times overnight. So we ended up canceling the family coming over for Christmas.
Wow.
We're actually, we said stomach bug. It was more likely, it's kind of 50-50. Because I felt kind of like crappy that night, and we had eaten. I know my mom always said don't do this, but I did it anyway. We ate some raw cake batter during Christmas Eve day, and it was one of those where the kids were making the cake, and the eggs had sat out for hours, the batter had sat out, and then she and I ate a bunch. Giovanni had like one little lick of it, and nobody else had any. And of course, I had a little bit less than her, and I'm more than twice her size. So I kind of had like that's not so good feeling. She had, projectile vomiting all night long.
Oh, gosh.
So it was more or less about like we were afraid we were getting anybody sick, because we really were pretty sure it was food poisoning at the time. And then it just kind of lingered. And I felt fine by noon on Christmas morning. I was like, I'm hungry now. Let's go. She didn't really eat much for a couple of days. So we did that. Wow. We had Christmas. Then we had our Christmas on our New Year's Eve party. So we ended up having our family, like a big family Christmas on New Year's Eve, which was cool because it kind of worked out well. The kids, instead of getting like 1,000 things on one day, they got like 500 on Christmas and 500 on New Year's Eve. I was pretty excited. I got a Nerf gun. It's a semi-automatic Nerf gun. So
that you didn't need that.
I may or may not have. It may or may not have caused some welts on my body already, because when you shoot it at a wall and the bullet comes back at you, it hurts. So how was your?
It was good. It was good. We had everybody here, and we had our son from DC, so and his
nice down
his
from
bride
Georgetown.
To be, down from Georgetown, and
cool.
And so we had it was big time. Everybody made especially mom was happy, so very happy. It was nice. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, New Year good. Off to a good start.
Off to a good start. Just busy in my world.
We're 6 days into the new year. Isn't that weird?
I
mean, it's like so cliche to be like, oh my gosh, time's flying, but we're almost a full week. I feel like the new year just literally just started, Yeah. And then of course my daughter, she's so smart and funny that I was like, it dawned on me, like, did I really not go to the Fort Wayne Zoo this year? And we talked about it for a couple minutes, and she's like, and I was like, no, I think we went back in April. I think I have the picture. She's like, no, Dad, I can guarantee you haven't been to the Fort Wayne Zoo this year.
Wow.
Like, what do you mean? She's like, Dad. I'm like, oh. So anyway, hey, James, good to see you, bud. All right. So the 10 commandments, guys, these are, again, we have many more principles than this. This would be a half a day, lesson. We're not going to do that, but I want to share the 10 that it's like, again, if you follow these 10, you're virtually guaranteed to succeed. If you miss a couple, you're virtually guaranteed to fail. Like, these are just the 10. I'll put it this way. They not only drive success, but affiliates expect them. And that's a big part of affiliate success. If you're going to have a successful affiliate program, you need to meet your affiliates' expectations. So commandment number 1 is thou shalt start before thou art ready. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm just going to go with you are ready. I'm not a real big speaker of Old English. So most people think, this is one of the saddest things. I go to these conferences and I'm like, they're like talking, like, I got this product and it's a good product and I've sold a few and it's the people are getting results. And one day, Matt, I'm gonna go to your, I love your website, Matt. I've been listening to your podcast for 2 years. One day I'm gonna start an affiliate program. I think of Zig Ziglar. He talks about someday I'll. I know you know that one, Alan, because I know you're a big Zig fan. Someday I'll, right? Like it's an island. Someday I'll do whatever it is. My personal someday I'll is someday I'll run a half marathon in sub an hour and 45 minutes. You know what I've done to train for that? Exactly nothing. Like I'll go running and I'll even sign up for some half marathons and I'll just poop there in about 2 hours. 2 hours. Well, okay. When I say 2 hours, I mean 2 hours and 4 minutes. But who's counting? And once you get over 2 hours, who cares?
Right.
And so, I'm like, there's like an old lady in a walker passing me the last mile and a half. There was always that stretch we go uphill from this one course from about 10 and a half, 11 mile mark to about the 10 and 3/4, 11. It's not very long, but it's like the longest quarter mile. And to hear me talk about it, you would think this would be like a 70-foot incline in a half a mile. It's more like a 12-foot incline, but it's just gradual straight uphill. And I swear, sometimes I feel like I'm running in place. That's neither here nor there, right? Someday I'm going to start an affiliate program. And my response every time I see these people at the events, like, why not just do it now? Like as soon as you get back, why don't you just start an affiliate program next week? It takes 24 hours. It's like if you set up a page and you have a sign up form and you have the tracking, it takes you a day. 6 hours of work, you can have an affiliate program set up. Go back through. I did a live a year ago or so. Go to mattmcwilliams.com and search. Maybe Alan can drop the link if you can find it. How to start an affiliate program for free. You don't even need technology. You could literally, if you have an email list, if you have MailChimp, if you have ConvertKit, if you have Aweber, you have any of those, you could start an affiliate program like now. Literally, 2:12 Eastern time on Thursday, January 6th, you could have an affiliate program up and running by 2:17. You could do it before I even get to Commandment 3, guys. You can do this. It's free. So there's nothing holding you back. So some people say, they say, oh, you got to do 6 figures before you have an affiliate program. No, thou shalt not wait to start one. You prepare as much as possible, but don't wait to start. Don't start before it's ready. Don't go out and start an affiliate program and you don't even have a product. That's ridiculous, right? Don't have it can be completely untested. But most people wait way too long to start one, and I just think that's sad. So that's number one. Start before you think you're ready. Commandment number 2 is, thou shalt not put other forms of marketing before me. All right. This is like, what is it? The command, I know my 10 commandments, but thou shalt not put any other gods before me. It's kind of the same thing, right? Yes, you should do Facebook ads. Yes, you can do LinkedIn ads. Yes, you should do SEO. But the affiliate program, the data backs this up. All right, we have studied this extensively. And I would be honest with you, if it were the number 2 way, if affiliate program was the second fastest way, if it was the second highest converting way, I would say it. And I would say, you know what, you should still have an affiliate program. And you should still focus on it because it's the second fastest way. But it is the fastest way to scale. It is the easiest way to scale. And it's the highest converting clicks and leads you could ever get. All right. So we want to put the affiliate program up on a pedestal. I'm not going to pick on somebody because I happen to know that this person is probably watching. So so I want this person to know, this is kind of awkward. It's not you, Alan. I want this person to know I'm not picking on this one person. Okay. I'm picking on the 300-400 people that have said the same thing. All right. They've said the exact same thing to me. What'd you do today? Well, I'm not making much money. What'd you do today? Well, I spent 6 hours working on my Facebook page. All right. How many leads did you get from that? Well, none yet. Okay. 6 hours working on your Facebook page. Let's see. Facebook has a reach of roughly 3 to 5% of your followers might see any given post. So if you post 20 posts over the next 10 days. About half the people that follow you will even see it if you're lucky. Probably more like a quarter. You spent 6 hours. You're going to spend another 10 hours doing the post. That's 16 hours. Or you could spend those 6 hours reaching out to prospective affiliates. Get a couple. Statistically, you're not going to get 30. You're going to get 2 or 3 who can instantly make you some sales, like within a couple of days. I'm all for playing the long game, y'all. I'm not saying just focus on the short game, but the affiliates has the best of both worlds. You get the immediate hit. You get the immediate, like they're promoting you next week or the week after or within the next couple of weeks, and they promote you long term if things go well. And so don't put other forms of marketing ahead of affiliates. Affiliates first, then everything else. I don't care if you do SEO next. I don't care if you do Facebook ads, whatever, but focus your attention on your affiliate program. Number 3 commandment of successful affiliate program is thou shalt recruit affiliates consistently. What do I mean by like consistently here? Well, we have an acronym, ABR, always be recruiting. This is something that I will admit, fully transparent here, guys. Like I'm nothing. I'm not gonna be like I always get this right because I'm extra special. I'm busy in my company now. Alan and I were just talking. Like we've onboarded 4 people since September, right after we lost our operations manager who would have done all that. So I've not only over the past 5 months have I been doing my normal stuff, but I've added operations manager, project manager, and a little bit of tech stuff that like we haven't been able to hire until literally yesterday. We hired her before Christmas, but she started yesterday. And so we've onboarded 4 people. So I've been busy with them. We've got 3 more that we're onboarding, over the next 6 weeks or so. I mean, it's like things are crazy. I got busy and I got away from this. In fact, it really has been more of like an 8-month process where I got away from what I'm about to tell you to do. So this is a do as I say, not as I do as I say, and I did for about 10 years and will be doing henceforth, not as I did for about 6 to 8 months where I screwed up. Always be recruiting. Always be recruiting. So here's a simple thing, like for consistency. The thing is, a lot of people will go, Alan, you know this. We talked about this on your episode, right? We have one of those old poop moments. And hey, Diane. Hey, Luke. We have one of those old poop moments and we go, I'm not making any money. I got to go get like a bunch of affiliates. And we go, just I was trying to think of a politically correct phrase. All out. We'll just go with all out. Alan, I'll let y'all can figure out where I was thinking there. Yeah,
it's an aviation term. I'll say it for you.
It is. I learned that recently. It's actually you guys can figure that out. Yeah, I never knew that.
Term. It's pushing the throttle. It's pushing the throttle forward. One of my clients is a pilot. He told me.
Oh, that was you that told me that. That was you that actually told me that. Like like I don't know, 6 months ago or so. Anyway, sorry, ADD moment there, guys.
You can say it. It's politically correct.
Yeah, people don't know that though. So anyway,
they do now.
So we go all out. Like I gotta go recruit, and we're like for like 4 days, and then we go back into our normal routine of I can't. I don't have time to do that. I got to do the other stuff. What I'm asking you to do, to recruit affiliates consistently, spend 30 minutes, an hour, 3 days a week. Put it on your calendar. I put stuff like this on my calendar. If you go look at my calendar, there are things on it. Like I have a Wednesday, 1:30 to 3 o'clock meeting with myself. You try to book something with me 1:30 to 3 o'clock. I honestly say, I don't, I can't meet. Sorry. I have a meeting. I do. It's with myself. You have to be willing to do that. Put it on your calendar. No, this is my affiliate recruiting time. Now, that might mean that you're doing a call with a prospective affiliate, and that would fit into that 30 minutes to an hour. That would be perfectly acceptable. But spending 30 minutes to an hour reaching out to prospective affiliates, talking to prospective affiliates 3 days a week, every single week. If you do that, 2 hours, 3 hours a week, times 48 weeks a year. Let's go 50 weeks a year. 150 hours a year. That's a substantial amount. You're going to get progress. Now, you may to kickstart things, you don't have an affiliate program. You may need to go all out. You may need to go 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week for the next 3 weeks to throw some gasoline on the fire and keep it going. Now, if you're short on time and you've got a little bit of money to hire a virtual assistant, here's what I would recommend. Have your virtual assistant go through our course. It's the course that we put, like, our team members go through this, right? Our VAs, one of our VAs just went through our own course. It's called Find Affiliates Now. You can find it at findaffiliatesnow.com. All right. So take your VA. You can go through it too and learn how to find affiliates, but you take your VA, you put your VA through Find Affiliates Now. And then you say, go execute what Matt teaches. We give them all the templates. We give them, it's a step-by-step thing, right? I'm telling you, I have one of my virtual assistants who he knows more than the average person about affiliate stuff, but he's not like an expert at recruiting affiliates, or he's never really done it before. I said, go through the course. And he went through it. And I was like, do you have any questions? He's like, nope, got it. And he goes out and finds like 400 or 500 affiliates for one of our clients. I mean, that's what I would do. So put them through the course. Again, you can find that at findaffiliatesnow.com. And can you put that link in the chat there, Alan, so people can just click on that? Go check that out, guys. Seriously. So thou shalt recruit affiliates consistently. That's the key. 30 minutes an hour, 3 times a week, every single week. All right. Commandment number 4 is that thou shalt be generous with thy commissions. I think I put thou in the notes there. Thou shalt be generous with thy commissions. All right. So how do we determine what the right commission is? Commissions are a balance. We want to be generous. Generous, commissions, good commissions attract top affiliates. If I come to your site and you have a digital product, in other words, a product that doesn't have a really high cost of goods. So if you're selling something like a book, a 10% commission, 15% commission, it's understandable. You're selling something like this microphone where there might be a cost of goods of $30 and a $100 microphone. I don't expect a 40% commission. If I come to your website and see a digital product and it's a 20% commission, I'm like, what? I mean, like, are you just cheap? So there's a balance though. We want to be competitive, but we also want to make money. And if I can sell $1 million worth of stuff and only pay a 40% commission versus $1 million stuff and a 50% commission, I would rather keep the extra $100,000 unless that's going to hurt my sales long term. All right, that's the key. So here's what we do to determine the right commission. Number 1, you write down the price point. So I'm going to use nice round numbers here. I got the fancy new thing and then I forgot to do it. I didn't think about how I was going to be doing this today, but I could have been like writing this on my iPad. I got all that. I got the hookup now. I still have to figure out how to use it, but this would be good practice. Anyway, so I don't have this written down, but guys, you can picture this. You can write this down on a piece of paper if you want. We'll go old school, right? You got $1,000 product. You know, nice round numbers. Because if I use real numbers like $997, I'm going to mess the math up. So $1,000 product. What's your cost of goods? Well, it's a digital product, so you really don't have it. We don't count things like credit card processing. While these aren't, hosting, hosting for each additional student, you probably pay 2 cents in hosting. It's not a big thing, right? Most of you are hosting courses on a place like Teachable or Thinkific or, Kajabi anyway. So there's no extra per student that I know of. There's not with Teachable, which is what we use and recommend. And so, but let's just say that it's not $1,000. Let's say it's a $50. Trying to look around. And you sell candles. It's a $20 candle, and it costs you $8 to make that candle. All right, between the oils and the wax and the thing, and you put a really cool dealie on it, and whatever, you got some cool stuff on it, and it cost you $8. So you got your cost of goods. Then you want to come up with what are any of the incremental fees that you're paying? Again, I'm not really looking at credit card processing, although that's pretty consistent at 2.9%, what's called 3%. But things like, okay, if I get 500 students, I need one community manager. But if I get 1,000 students, I need two community managers. So every 500 sales has an incremental cost of a cost of operating of, say, $50,000. We're going to pay a community manager $50,000. So $50,000 divided by 500, if I'm doing my math right, it's $100. So every sale I make is going to cost $100. This is different from, like, cost of goods is literally like, the steel or whatever this is made of. I don't even know. It's the, you know what phones are made of. There's something that's in, like, the Democratic Republic of the Congo that they use in phones. It's one of the tungsten or something.
Kryptonite.
What's that?
Kryptonite.
What? Kryptonite?
Kryptonite.
I had the volume turned down because and I couldn't hear you. Kryptonite. Anyway, if somebody can look that up and let me know, because that's going to drive me nuts. What is the mineral found or element found, and it's in the DRC, Democratic Republic of the Congo, that is commonly used in cell phones? And put that in the chat.
I'm guessing.
So you've got the actual things, right? Like the actual cost of goods. Then you've got your incremental cost of goods. So this is, or not cost of goods, but incremental costs. Community manager. If you do have to, say, maybe you're doing one-on-one coaching, all right, with every single person who signs up, you're going to give them a 30-minute onboarding call with you. So we're going to value that at $200. That's it. That's a cost right there. So off that 1,000 comes, that 200, that 100, that whatever. Lithium, that's the one I was looking for. Lithium. Thank you, Danny. Okay, so we've got that, right? Now we come up with, I'm just going to do some round math. 1,000 minus 200, we're left with $800, right? Now we look at, okay, how much money do I want to make? Like, do I really want to only make a few $100 a sale, or do I want to make more? Those are factors. You now have factors like, this is where you it's sometimes hard to quantify exactly, but, as a company, we need to make at least $200 because while these aren't incremental costs, they don't increase per sale. We need to pay our copywriter, and we need to pay the videographer, and we need to pay for this, and we need to pay for that. Again, this is not incremental because you recording the course, right? You're paying for that whether you sell 1 or 1,000. That's not an incremental cost. The community manager could be an incremental cost if you need like X community managers per 500 people or whatever. So then we look at that and say, okay, what do we want to make? And then we say, I would like to make, $300 a sale at a minimum. So 1,000 minus the 200, left 800. I want to make 300 at a minimum. We could pay a $500 commission at this point, which would be 50%. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to look at the competition. I'm looking at the competition for two things. Number one, I want to beat them. And number two, I don't want to beat them by too much. If all the competition is at 30%, I don't need to go to 50. I'll go 40 and beat the crap. I'm still beating them by 10%, and I get to keep an extra $100,000 per million. Like, that's kind of cool math, right? So we're looking at these things, and it becomes a very it's not like this is a process where you go, it takes like hours and you need a spreadsheet. You just kind of look at it and go, it costs us about $200 a sale. Competition's at 25%. If we go 30, advertise 30, and have maybe some bonuses and some prizes, might end up paying an average of 35, 40%. Life is good. As a rule, as long as you're competitive, so if the competition's at 30, you don't want to be advertising 25. But as a rule, especially when you're the new one, you want to be doing that. If you're an established like behemoth, you can get away with maybe paying a little bit less. But most of you aren't, running a $500 million company that I know of. If you are, hey, let's talk. I'd like to invest. All right. So as a rule, advertise the lowest that you can, competitive. So competition's at 25, you advertise 30, gives you some wiggle room, not only for prizes and contests, but gives you some wiggle room to get somebody who's they got a list of 500,000 people, and they can possibly drive, $1 million+ in sales. And you go, hey, we normally pay 30%. I'm going to pay you 40% out of the gate. I just trust you're going to kick butt. I'm going to pay you 40%. So Be generous with thy commissions. All right, commandment number 4. Or commandment, we're on 5. We're on commandment number 5 here. Thou shalt pay on time every time. All right, this is a big one. Again, let me just say, a couple of years ago, as we were scaling, we missed a month where we just forgot to pay our affiliates. First time, only time that we've ever done that. We, of course, a few months, and of course, we reacted to that by going, oh crap. And we were like really, really good for about a year in a row. Like we paid them on the day every day, or every month. About a year ago, we were late, back-to-back months. Nobody said anything. Nobody whined about it. Nobody even asked. I knew it though, and I knew that this wasn't good. This wasn't representative of our company. Affiliates need to know what to expect. Now, why did those two things happen? They happened because we went from it was a team member transition, and as we were scaling, we went from having an average of say 35 affiliates every month that were making something to well over 100, and we're paying them. We pay the way we pay them is not the point, because the payment itself is the easy part, but I actually like to send an email to every one of them saying, most of the time we do it via mass email, but every now and again I like to send some personal emails and say, hey, thanks for doing this. But we just didn't have the system in place to pay them consistently. So since then, my wife, who is our CFO, has taken over that. It only takes a half hour every month, not even 25 minutes maybe. But now it always gets done because she's a stickler for doing it. Like, she'll do it when we're on vacation. She's like, nope, got to pay affiliates. I'm like, no, just give it a couple of days. We're on vacation. She's like, no, I'm going to do it tonight. While we're watching a movie, I'm going to sit down and pay affiliates, So the point here is just get on a consistent schedule. And depending upon things like your returns and how your company operates, if there's all kind of logistics, let me just give you an easy rule of thumb for most affiliate programs. This is not always true for every single affiliate program. Our average return time on our products is a couple of weeks. So we pay the first of the month following the end of the month. We pay on the first of the month, a month after. I'm going to make this a lot easier. If you make a sale in June, you get paid on August 1st, or the first business day of August. That was so much easier to explain. If you make a sale in August, you get paid on the first business day of October. So it's easily predictable. We don't have to worry about somebody returning something, whether we had a 30-day return or some of our 5-day courses have a 5-day return policy. You have 5 days to decide, and if you're on day 3 you don't like it, you can get. We have like a 2% return rate, but so we don't have to account for whether or not this product qualifies for commission or that. It's like, no, all the products on the first business day of August, we calculate all the sales in June and we pay our affiliates. Bada boom, bada bing. So there's no like returns are, processed when they were returned and all that stuff. So there are different, like if you've got bigger affiliates and you want to pay them faster, there are ways to account for that. I'm not going to get into that. The point is just have a consistent schedule, pay on time every single time. All right. Commandment number 6, thou shalt not decline small affiliates. I've talked about this about 5 million times. I should have done a better job of preparing Alan to share a link here, but there's a podcast or a live lesson I did. It's called something along the lines, Alan, of why declining small affiliates is dumb. If you can go find that and share that link, please. That'll give you guys some insight. But here's the thing. Declining small affiliates. Well, that guy's probably never going to make a sale. How do you know? Probably never going to make a sale? I mean, it's like, oh, she'll never go out with me. Really? Well, I know she won't if you don't ask. I mean, I'm probably never going to, get accepted into that school. Okay, yes, if you have a 2.25 GPA and like a 4 on the SAT, you are not getting into Harvard. That much I can guarantee. But you gotta, like, I've heard people like, I've only got like a 3.7. I'm not gonna apply. Why not just try? Why not just try to see? You never know. Here's the deal. If you decline 100 small affiliates, I can all but guarantee you one of them would have been a 6-figure affiliate within the next year or two. Now you say, yeah, well, 100, that's pretty good odds there, Matt. Well, do you want to miss out on that one? The 99 aren't going to really give you that much trouble. 92 of the 100 of the 99 are never going to bug you. They're going to fizzle out and never do anything. And they're going to take up exactly 0 minutes of your time. 7 of the 99 will be a little bit annoying and take up 5 or 10 minutes here and there. Maybe a couple of hours over the course of a year or two. That one. The one who, I have so many examples. I think of Sarah Williams. I interviewed her for Affiliate Insider Monthly a couple of months ago. 2020 launch, Stu McLaren's Tribe course. 9 sales. Not exactly small. I mean, it's $18,000 in sales. It's not tiny. Wasn't on our radar for 2021 as far as being one of our top 20 affiliates. Finished in first place with over 180 sales.
Wow.
Earned between commissions and prizes over $200,000. And I said, well, what happened? Of course, I want to know what happened. Number one, her audience doubled. Okay, well, that should take her from 9 to 18. Still 18 sales, $36,000. We could have said no to her because here's the deal. The first year, she made 0 sales. 0 sales. Make 0 sales, you're probably nobody, right? And she really wasn't. She didn't have much of an audience. A couple thousand people at the most. So why don't we just ignore her completely? No, I invested in her. I wasn't on my radar for making top 10, but I'm like, well, she made 9. I could take her to 20. I could take her to 30. And I've done that. I've taken affiliates who made 5 sales and turned them into 30 and 40 sale affiliates with no change in audience. But you double your audience and I help you. And she got sucked into the vortex of being excited and pushing. And now she realized when she was in 4th place and 5th place that she could maybe push to win. And she finished with over 180 sales. What if we declined her? I wasn't the affiliate manager before that, before the 9. The year that she made 9, I wasn't the affiliate manager. I wasn't the affiliate manager when she made 0 the first year. But what if they declined her? They would be $360,000 short right now. And she's going to be the top affiliate this year. I think she'll do $500,000. Then I think she'll do $600,000 the next year. I think she'll be $1 million affiliate within the next 4 years. So $2 million worth of sales plus, $2 million plus from a small affiliate, from somebody who didn't really have an audience a couple of, 3 years ago, who made 0 sales their first year. Don't decline small affiliates. Go check out that video and you can watch the details. Don't decline them though. That's a commandment in our company. All right, commandment number 7, thou shalt grow faster than you think. All right, thou shalt grow faster than you think you should. I shared this story before, but for those of you who are new, sometime last year or late 2020, I was listening to a biography of Confucius, the Chinese philosopher from 600 BC or so. And so I was listening to this biography. And one of the things that it talked about that it's kind of like it hit me. It was like they said it in passing. They said that the Zhao Zhu, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Zhou dynasty in China. It was like, it was formed in, like, I'm making up the years here because I don't remember exactly. It was formed in 700 BC. And then it said it started to decline in like 600 BC. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, this is a long time ago, but dynasty starts to decline. That means that by like 580, 590, like 10, 20 years, it was done, right? And they said it collapsed in like 284 BC, like 300 years later. The decline of the empire started and it lasted 300 years. I'm thinking that's longer than the United States has even been around. Like we think 1776 was so stinking long ago, but in the scheme of world history, it's a blip on the radar. And I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, like today we watch governments, like the map we bought 5 years ago isn't applicable anymore. There are like countries now that aren't on that map. We have a map up that doesn't have South Sudan and doesn't have this other country on there. And then there's another country that used to be known as shoot, I can't think of the name of it, Swaziland, but it's changed. The name of the names of countries have changed, and countries have like separated, and there have been civil wars, and then there have been new countries, and like this is like since the map that we bought at IKEA less than a decade ago. This is crazy, right? We watch like governments topple on CNN or Fox News or whatever overnight. We watch them, we live stream coup attempts in real time in the middle of the night on social media. I mean, even when I was like, 10, I was 11 years old, 12 years old, it was like, I remember when I was 10, Soviet Union, greatest enemy. When I was 11, no Soviet Union. How does that, like the second biggest superpower in the world just doesn't exist? Like in a matter of days? Like Berlin Wall, like, I mean, this big thing, right? Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Then there's no wall. It was like we watched it. It's Peter Jennings live on ABC. If you remember that, we watched the Berlin Wall fall. That's how fast the world is moving now, and that's how fast things are moving. That's how fast and so I was thinking about this with Confucius and the Zhao dynasty and all this. I'm like, we should move faster than we think we should. We should scale faster than we think we should. The world's just moving way too fast. I mean, if Elon Musk in a matter of a decade can go from not having a functional, electric car to having one that, I mean, gosh, suckers, I think they're topping out around 400 miles now, battery life. The new, I think it's Hyundai has the plug-in hybrid, which I kind of think is cool. If they can ever figure out how to make a plug-in electric that gets 500 miles and has a solar-powered unit and a gas tank, just in case you desperately need it. The biggest concern would be the gas might sit there for 5 years and go bad. But if they can ever figure that out, like life is going to be good, because then there's no reason. Right now, I get people are like, well, I drive 500 miles a day in sales. I can't do an electric. Yeah, it's a valid argument. Fully valid argument in my opinion. But when they get there, anyway. But he went from that to that in 10 years, and you mean to tell me you can't no, don't take it slow and steady. I think that is the worst business advice ever. Am I saying go hire 12 people tomorrow? No. But you can go from no affiliates to 10. You can handle going from none to 10. You can handle going from 5 to 50. You can grow a lot faster than you think you can. And so that's a commandment in our like we're gonna go from nothing to a couple hundred affiliates, with our clients like that. And we're gonna be able to handle it. We'll figure it out. Sometimes it might be hard. I know when I started my first affiliate program back in 2005, and we had a very lucky break. I don't know if I've ever shared this publicly before, but I guess I'm about to. I think I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind sharing this. So we had a competitor. We were the young startup. I had taken our affiliate program in about 4 months from nothing to an astounding $15,000 a month. And considering that there were 3 business partners and we had 3 full-time employees, and our affiliate program made up about half of our revenue, that's not, and then we're paying, a little bit more than half of that in commissions. It's not as amazing as it sounds. Like it was kind of plot. No, we were growing every month. And I always talk about, I grew it from basically nothing to over $12 million, I'm over $1 million a month in less than 18 months. That wouldn't have happened. I think I might've grown it to maybe, $500,000 a month. We had a bit of a lucky break. Now, here's what happens when you get a lucky break. There's a couple types of lucky breaks. There's the lucky break of, oh, my uncle, my grandpa left me $500,000. That was just, all that happened was you had a relative die. You did nothing. Then there's the lucky break of, I got introduced to this amazing person. Cool. I've been introduced to many amazing people, and you know what I've done with it? Sometimes nothing. So it's a lucky break, but what did you do with the lucky break? And so here's what happened. Our biggest competitor in the industry got bought by a publicly traded company. How's that a lucky break? That's actually, our initial reaction was, oh, poop. Like, they went from having $40 million in revenue, and we had 150, maybe 200,000 a year in revenue, to now having basically an unlimited bankroll. And sure enough, over the next year, they went from 40 million in revenue to 120 million dollars in revenue. You think, how in the world is that a lucky break? Because I saw an opportunity. I said, here's the deal. Some of these affiliates are not going to be happy about that. That they are not going to like working with a publicly traded company. Because one of the things I noticed was, as soon as they got bought, the emails that I used to get, because I was in their affiliate program, we actually sent them a little bit of traffic. We made, $300 a month from their affiliate program on the back end. They went from coming from a name, so Matt McWilliams, Alan Thomas, Gwen Marasco, they personal emails, and they, things like that, to the company, the such and such affiliate team. And I went, this gives me an idea. Their emails became very corporate. And I said, okay, I have an idea. What if we reach out to every one of their affiliates? And I reach out to them and basically say, hey, I know you heard the news. So-and-so got bought by such and such company, big publicly traded company. He got more money than God. I still remember using that line. Totally not true. It's like $1 billion company. I think God has a little bit more than that, but whatever. And I'm like, they got more money than God. And I just basically said, here's the deal. I don't remember exactly how I worded it, but basically, you're going to be treated like cattle. You're just a number to them. Come over to us, and we're going to treat you like a person. I'd love to get to know you. For some of the bigger ones that I knew were bigger, I said, I'd love to have you come down to Franklin. Oops. I'd love to have you come down to Franklin and, spend an afternoon at our, the company. Let me take you out to dinner. Love to get to know you. Just love to hop on a call with you. See, maybe it would be a good fit to promote. And one by one, $10,000 a month affiliate, $5,000 a month affiliate, $20,000 a month affiliate, their fourth biggest affiliate, who became our biggest affiliate by far. $10,000 here, another $200 here, $500 here, $1,000 here, $5,000. Boom. We're up to $250,000 within the next 2 months in revenue from affiliates alone. It was hard. I worked my butt off. Absolutely. I mean, it was about a 45-day sprint, but I saw an opportunity and I took advantage of it. Wouldn't happen if I wasn't willing to grow fast. That's kind of my point there, is if you see that opportunity, take advantage of it. All right. Commandment number 8, thou shalt teach thy affiliates. You've got to train your affiliates. You got to train them on a few things. Number one, you got to train them on your vision, on the, you got to kind of have them catch the vision of what you're doing. I was talking with a client yesterday, Trisha Brook. Trisha runs a program called the Big Talk Academy. And by the way, Alan, I'd love, it's Brook, B-R-O-U-K. If you could drop a link to her affiliate program from my site in the chat for people. If you guys want to sign up as an affiliate for her, I think it's a great affiliate program. We're running it. She's a client of ours. And I was talking with her yesterday. I was telling her about our training. I said, so I'm gonna handle the logistics. Like, I'm gonna talk about sales strategies and things like that. But I need you to come on for the first 15 or 20 minutes and just share what you shared with me in our first meeting when you were convincing me to work with you. When she was selling me on helping her run her affiliate program. Talk about how she's worked with Susan Sarandon and James Gandolfini and Bobby Carnival and Christopher. I think she worked with Christopher Walken. I might be wrong on that. And all these like famous people, but also how she's helped more than 60 people land a TED Talk. And talk about how she's trained so many people to take their message and get up on stage and craft a talk that wows people. Like, you come on and talk about that and talk about what the program does. So you got to train them on that. Like, them buying into that vision is important. Then you need to train them on strategies and tactics. I can't do that first thing for you. I can do the second thing for you. So if you're interested, whether you have us do it or you do it yourselves, that's not the point. You need to train your affiliates. You need to teach them what works. What are the strategies that work in promoting your product? All right. What are the important dates in your promo? What are the tactics that are working? What are some of the themes that are working? Hey, we've got swipe copy. Go use it. How do you close sales? How do you get more leads? Like we have a whole process that we take people through. Again, so I'm happy to do that for you. We just did it for Jeff Walker. I posted this on Facebook the other day, and Jeff's been around he's been doing launches for 15 or 16 years. They just missed their best launch ever. I think it's their best launch in almost 10 years. They just had their second best launch ever. They missed their best launch ever by like a couple of sales. We trained their affiliates, and he gave a lot of credit to us for doing that. It's not that we did anything special. It's just that I came on and I explained to them how to make more money. So I took somebody who might have made 5 sales, turned them into a 12 or 15 sale affiliate. And you think, on a micro level, what's an extra 7 or 10 sales? Well, it's an extra $14,000 or $20,000. But how does that get you an extra $1.5 million, $2 million? You help 100 people do that. I help 100 affiliates go from 0 sales to 5 sales, 5 sales to 10, 20 to 25, maybe 30 to 40. Help a few go from 40 to 70, from 70 to 100, things like that. But most of what we did was we trained people on the mindset and the tactics that took them from basically not believing that they could even make any sales to knowing exactly how to do it. So if you're interested in us having us train your affiliates, I'm happy to do that. Just reach out to me at matt@mattmcwilliams.com, and I'll share more about how to do that. But either way, do it on your own. Do it on your own. If you go to, I'm going to pull up a link here. I don't even remember what it is. I think it's mattmcwilliams.com. If I could ever learn how to spell the word affiliate, I'd be golden. mattmcwilliams.com/affiliate training. Alan, I can't, for those of you who don't know, I can't drop comments on my own videos because Alan runs the show. So mattmcwilliams.com/affiliate training. If you go there, I'll actually show you one of the ones we did for a client. You guys can get a look at that training and how we. It's not the longest one we've ever done, but it's a nice little sample. I also give you some of the slides, so you actually just download the slides, whether it's Keynote, PDF, or PowerPoint. So go there. You'll get an idea of what we do, and then if you're interested in us doing that for your affiliates, be happy to do that. All right, commandment number 9. Thou shalt reply promptly. All right. Don't make affiliates wait for responses. All right. Even a simple just, hey, got your email? I'm looking into it. A lot of times affiliates will email and they'll say, hey, Matt, my link doesn't work and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I know everybody else's is working, and I've got a meeting coming up, and I've got to go do this, and I don't have time to like troubleshoot this, but I'll respond back and say, hey, Joe, just want to let you know I got your email. I'm looking into it. That buys me a few hours. All right. What about, so they, some stats aren't lining up right. Hey, just want to let you know, not ignoring you, got a really busy afternoon. I'll get back to you first thing tomorrow morning. But just reply promptly. Let them know. If it truly is urgent, solve the problem. Solve the problem. Again, what do we say? Commandment number 2 or 3 there. No other marketing, nothing else goes above the affiliate program. So prioritize it. And yeah, I know you got to record that podcast. but you got a big affiliate who just emailed you saying their link doesn't work, maybe you push back the recording 15 minutes. And I've had to do that before because those relationships are the most important thing to my company, and they always will be. And then number 10, thou shalt make thine rules clear. And then this is the big one, enforce them. Okay. You need to, whatever rules you have, and different companies have different rules. Some companies allow what's called trademark bidding, where they're allowed to bid on a term, like the name of your course or the name of your product or the name of the shoe or the name of the microphone or whatever. Others don't. I don't really care. Personally, I see benefits to both ways. If you're an up and coming brand, I would allow it. If you're pretty established, I don't know. It's kind of up to you. Some people allow the use of the logo in advertising. Some don't. We don't. We don't. Well, we do. We allow the use of the logo. What we don't allow you to do is use my image in your paid advertising and make it look like I'm the one running the ad. That's where we draw the line. I don't care what your rules are. That's not the point. But if you have rules, make them clear. So we have a section in our affiliate centers, and we tell the affiliates, here's what you're allowed to do and here's what you're not. So if you don't allow trademark bidding, don't just say, we don't allow trademark bidding. No, say, we don't allow, you're not allowed to do trademark bidding. Here's what that means. Here's some examples of ads that are or that are not allowed and ads that are. Okay. We put, things where we say, okay, you can't basically pretend that you're me when you promote my stuff. So you can put a picture up that uses, let's say it's you and me, like maybe we're at a conference and we're going like that, and you can say, I love Matt McWilliams' course. It changed my life. Boom, boom. That's not pretending you're me. But if you're like, it's just a picture of me, like no product, no problem will help you do blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like you're pretending to be me. So we give an example and say, here's what would be allowed. Here's what's not. We require them, to abide by the law of both the United States and the European Union. So if they don't, they can't be in our program. And so we tell them that. We make that very clear. We make it very clear, that if they, with some clients, for example, this isn't true of our program. Some clients, we require them for paid ads, they need to run the copy by us because there's some brand issues, right? All you gotta do is run it by us. I don't think I've turned somebody down. I'm thinking of one client in particular. I don't think I've turned somebody down in over a year. I've probably approved 500 ads. 250 is probably more accurate, but I've probably approved 250 or more ads. Never turned one down, at least in the last year. And so I think I turned one down maybe in 2020. But the point is, you just have to run it by us. That's all. So make your rules clear and then enforce them. There are levels of rule breaking, just like there are, with raising kids, right? There is, oh man, I'm sorry, Matt. I forgot, I wasn't allowed to use that picture, but I look at the copy and go, well, the copy's not really pretending to be me. And I go, hey, just don't do that again. Thanks. No big deal. There's, you're not allowed to do trademark bidding, but the company name is, I'm looking at the book Think and Grow Rich. If you're not allowed to bid on the name Think and Grow Rich, but they bid on the phrase how to get rich. And when you type Think and Grow Rich, it, the way that certain search engines work, right? It still runs your ad. They didn't break the rules. Maybe what you didn't do was make it clear that they need to add a negative key phrase for Think and Grow Rich so that their ad won't show when somebody types Think and Grow Rich, just as an example. So that's not breaking the rules. They just say, hey, go add the negative keyword. Thanks. On the flip side is they spammed. That's an egregious violation of the rules. They purposely said that my product is guaranteed to make them 6 figures in 6 months. It's not. It's just not. I mean, many people have. Most people don't, because most people don't apply what I teach. It's not guaranteed to make you 6 figures. That's an egregious violation of our rules. And so egregious, I go, you're out of the program. Minor, I say, hey, don't do that again. Somewhere in between, and this is a little bit subjective, I might say, hey, looks like you made quite a few sales from it. I can't pay commissions on those sales. Trademark bidding where it was pretty obvious, but maybe they just didn't know. We're going to enforce that. We're not going to pay commissions on those sales, but you get to stay in the program. Just don't screw up again, or I do have to kick you out. So protect your brand. Thou shalt protect your brand. And then I have an 11th commandment. This is important. The 11th commandment here, the one that overarches everything, is thou shalt remember that affiliates are partners. Right? You got to have their best interest at heart. So advocate for them, help them. That's why I talked about training them, right? So remember, they're partners, right? They're partners. They're like family. Treat them that way. Do what's best for them. Don't be cheap. Going back to commissions, that's like, just don't try to squeeze every little last bit out of them. There's so many times where I talk to an affiliate, and maybe this is an affiliate, one that I'm working with right now. They promote us about every quarter, all right, and they promote different products. One of them they just promoted didn't resonate very well. I would say let's not ever do that again. Let's go back to the things that you've promoted that have made you tens of thousands of dollars, and never do that one again. I kind of really want the sales from that. I want them to promote that. It makes me money, but it didn't resonate with your audience very well. So I'm going to be honest with them and say, you know what? I have your best interest at heart here. You're my partner. I wouldn't promote that if I were you. Or if we do, let's wait a year, maybe try something different. So I want to leave you with a couple of action items here, guys. Just a few quick things. Some action items, clear next steps that you can take, right? Number one, if you don't have an affiliate program, start one. Start one. We talked about this. Thou shalt start before thy art ready. I need to learn I need to read the King James version of the Bible like for 5 years so I can get really good at Old English. That's number one action item. Number two, check your commissions. Check your commissions. Are they generous? Are they competitive? All right. Are they where an affiliate would look at that and go, dang, I got to sign up for that program. If not, check them. Can you go higher? Can you structure it in a way that makes it a little bit more enticing? Number three, go grab, we dropped the link earlier. Go grab the link for the training templates. Train your affiliates. Train your affiliates. Don't let them just wonder what the heck to do. And then fourth action item is come up with some rules. Write some rules. Figure out what the rules should be for your affiliates, and then put them where your affiliates can see them and enforce them like we talked about. So those are your action items for today. Really, following these commandments is your action item, but I wanted to give you 4 to really focus on. If you got questions about this or anything else, just text me. This is probably the best way to get in touch with me. You can just text me anytime at 260-217-4619. So I'll look for your text. Just questions about this, anything else, and of course, if you know someone who would benefit from this, make sure you share with them. Just click that share button, text it to them, email it to them, post it on your wall, your page, DM somebody. You're like, man, I know this guy. He's got an affiliate program, and he says he's struggling with it. So go send him this episode. It's going to make a big difference in his affiliate program. That much I can promise you. And make sure you come back next week, guys. All right, so same time, same bat channel, January 13th. Yeah, Thursday, January 13th. I'm going to share something I'm really excited about. It's some business advice that I found from 20 years ago. All right. This is really, really cool. This advice is actually probably like 22 years old because it's from a book, um, online business advice. So if you think about when the book was probably written, it was probably written in 1999, maybe like, 2000. It's all still relevant for today. Every single piece of advice, this book, we think everything's changing so much. Every single piece of advice, this book is a textbook. It was literally a college textbook talking about e-commerce. Every single bit of it still relevant today. So mark your calendars. Thursday, January 13th, 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about that advice there. Again, guys, if you have any questions, 260-217-4619. You can text me anytime. And Alan and everyone else, we'll see you guys. Oh, wait, got a question from Gwen I want to answer real quick. Just saw that pop up there. All right, let's see. Is it okay to lower the fee after we get famous? No. You can always go up. It's really hard to go down. Now, clarity on that. Can you offer a new affiliate as long as it's up front, a temporary, like I've done it where, to get somebody active, right? We want to get somebody going. They join the affiliate program, and let's say we have a 50% commission on $1,000 product. If they make 5 sales within 30 days, I'll give them a $2,500 bonus. Effectively, it makes it a 100% commission. Typically, I'll do a $2,000 bonus, so I at least make a couple bucks. So they get like a 90% commission, And you're like, why would I do it? Because I want to get them in. If I can get them making 5 sales in 30 days, then over the next 300 days, I know I'm going to make at least 50 sales from them. If they make no sales in 30 days, statistically, I'm probably going to make an average of a half a sale from them over the next 300 days. I want them coming out fast. So, is it okay to lower the fee after we get famous? No, unless you're totally upfront with them on the front end. And how I would word that is, let's just say you say 50% of 3K, so it's $1,500. Hey, listen, normally our commission is $1,000. For the first 60 days, I want you coming out like guns a-blazing. And I would do something like I just said. I would incentivize them to do something. You send me 5. You get 5 signups in your first month. Or first 90 days. You get 10 signups in your first 90 days. I'm going to give you $5,000. It works out the same, but it's just kind of worded differently. You could do that. Good to see you too, Chad. There, Chad Connon, fellow Hoosier. Yeah, you can never really go down on commissions. The one caveat to that, other than what I just said, is you introduce a new product. So you have $1,000 course, for example, and now you introduce a $10,000 coaching program. Coaching programs typically are going to be in the 10 to 20% range. Like Alan, yours is right around like 12.5, 15% ish. It's pretty standard, right? You have a new product that comes out that's different. You could totally offer a different commission on that. But on a product, it's really hard to go down. I've never, thankfully, had to do it. And I fought. I had a client. This was a long time ago, and I fought and I fought and I fought, and we ended up parting ways. They lowered their commission. I'm not joking. About 9 months later, I started getting LinkedIn updates from people who worked for them that they had left. The company downsized dramatically and eventually ended up going out of business.
Wow.
Are those two things related? Or is it causation? I don't think so. I think the wanting to lower commissions was representative of a bigger problem. And maybe not lowering the commissions would have just extended the problem. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I know it played a role. It definitely played a role. And I would love to say it was me leaving. That's what put them out of business because I was so amazing. No, it was just that their philosophy was wrong. And so when I left, they didn't have anybody advocating for the right stuff anymore. So, all right, guys, this has been awesome.